have no choice but to take that Oh, hey yo, everybody, how you doing? Now, I want to talk about the Eagles running back situation. They didn't do anything in the offseason to get an upgrade at that position. They signed no free agents. Then they went and they could have drafted Mixon. He was on the board. They didn't want him. They could have traded up a couple spots for Cook, and they didn't, which tells me they didn't want him. So they did get lucky when Corey Clement went undrafted and was signed by the Eagles, which was a great signing for an undrafted rookie. I mean, I think it was a great signing. I put it at the same value as when the Eagles signed Chris Polk. The difference is when they signed Polk, they had McCoy. Now they got nobody. So what do the Eagles do in the running back situation at this point, right now where we are? It's interesting. Now, when we look at Clement, he's a big running back. He's, I believe, listed at 5'10", 220, 221, and he can run the ball. And I think that he would be effective running the ball in the NFL. I think that's not the problem. I think that he can't be a starter, and I don't see him as being able to come in and be the featured back because I don't know that he can pass block. And I can't see a team like the Eagles putting a guy who can't protect the quarterback, who can't pick up a blitzer. You know, I don't think you can put a guy out there like that with that kind of risk. And for an undrafted free agent rookie to come in and start, I think it's very unlikely. Now, he may have the talent, he may be good, he may be put in as a short yardage back, or he may even work in a rotation, but it's going to be very hard, I think, to put him in as a featured back. I mean, because really, can he block? That's the question I have about him. Now, if he can't block and you only use him to run, then every team is going to know when he's on the field that they're running the ball because he can't block. So it kind of makes your offense pretty predictable. So I like the signing. I really like Corey Clement. I really like that they got him as an undrafted free agent, and I look at that as more of a development thing for a couple years down the road. I don't look at him as the answer in 2017. It just don't. I'm not saying it's impossible, but he has a lot to prove. So where does that leave us? Well, that only leaves us, in my opinion, with really two viable options. Now, some will say Wendell Smallwood should be the featured back, or we should give him a chance. Maybe, I guess you can say that, but from what I've seen of him, year one, I don't want anything to do with him as a featured back. Okay? I don't think he is the guy that can get it done as our back. Now, I believe all players from their first year to their second year deserve the opportunity to make a jump. So I don't view a guy after his first year, if he's really bad, I try not to judge him until I see what he does between his first year and second year. If he makes a big jump, fine. If he doesn't after that second year, like Aguilar, then I kind of like done with him. Now, I don't see Smallwood as being the featured back. I don't think he can be used. So there's only two options I see. Okay? Now, everybody's saying they're going to cut Ryan Matthews, that they're going to, it's just a matter of him being healthy. Don't be surprised if they keep him. Okay? I know it's hard to think. I know everybody's expecting it. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what other options do they have? I mean, they don't have any options, yet he costs a lot of money, and he stinks. So, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I don't hear a team that sounds like they're going to get rid of him, and maybe they can't say that. But, I think it's a possibility he may be back yet again for another injury-full season of mediocrity. Now, the other option is to go out and get another running back. Now, in this case, I would say that's fine. I would go for a guy like LeGarrette Blount, Kristen Michael. I would go for a guy that I can bring in for 1 year. I just want him for 1 year, because then in the next all season, I'm going hardcore to get a real premier running back in the draft, or whoever's available. But I'm going to address that situation long term in the all season. I just need to fill the space this year. So I would go for like a Kristen Michael, a LeGarrette Blount. I don't know what Jeremy Hill's contract situation is in Cincinnati, but if he's 1 year or something like that, I may consider a trade for him. Then you have Mark Ingram in New Orleans, which I wouldn't want to give up that much to get him. So those are the only two options, really, I think, that are going to be viable for the Eagles going forward in this season. I don't think that they can do much. Now, personally, I hope that they go out and sign somebody like Blount or Michael or somebody for a year, and then we address in the offseason. But Corey Clement becoming the starter and the featured back this year and solving our running back woes, not likely going to happen. And the Eagles' running game this year is likely going to stink.